What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Today we have a guest with us, the famous, awesome Casper J. Let me give him a little shill here. His video, or not his video, his channel link is in the video description. So everybody go follow him for being on here today. Let me throw this up. This is his wonderful channel. Go subscribe to him. Cool dude. We've been chatting. He's a TA guy like we are. I figure we don't have a script really or anything today, but yeah, we're just going to talk charts and kind of see what happens. So good to have you, my friend.
I'm honored to be here, man. I really am.
Well, you don't have to lie. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I'm not honored at all.
I wasn't doing anything, so. By the way, guys, Casper does not use a camera at this time. Might be some rumors of him, maybe in the future, who knows. But so I have his screen shared at the bottom here, and when he wants to highlight something, I'll give him the full screen. Make it good.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but the icon for my channel is an actual photograph of my face.
Oh, wow, you look young for your age.
I get that a lot, man. I do.
Right on, dude. Yeah, let's start generic. What unique insights do you have for us on the chart here? What are you seeing?
Well, man, it's been a pretty wild ride the past few days for sure. I mean, I'm the kind of trader where I'm not really looking at the macro. I'm more day trading. So, I've been longing and shorting this whole time. And, obviously losing 30K, that's a pretty significant support to lose right now. So I'm kind of I'm short. I've been short since, I've been short for a while. I've been shorting all the way down here.
Good.
And I've been longing too, man. I've been longing too. And, right now, what I'm kind of looking at is, we do have some levels below us, which I think we could potentially get a nice bounce off of. Like, there's two in particular that I'm really looking for a nice long off of. I've got right around 28.8 because we do have some liquidity that we could grab from down here. Like we wicked down here on June 22nd. And so I'd be looking for a bounce down here. Kind of what I'm hoping for right now. This is like my hope is that we can get a little move to the upside right here where we're at. Because you can see Market Cipher, the momentum's kind of going up there. I'm hoping we can get a little move to the upside, potentially reject off of this $30,000 level and then get a move to the downside and get a little bounce off of here. Because that would probably give us some kind of a bullish divergence on Market Cipher, where we'd get a higher low on the momentum and a lower low on the price. And it's also interesting just to notice that level right there, this daily level, which was our support. It was our support until we lost that level. It's also the, where did I pull that fib from?
Whoa, that fib looks different. What have you done?
It's also the golden pocket. Well, I love to modify my fibs, and I'm also known to pull my fib out in public with no shame.
Whoa, this is a family channel, all right? We keep our fibs in our toolkit.
You keep your fib in the toolkit? Well, here's the thing, let's not wax dirty on this channel. I'm not going in that direction, my friend.
Yeah, we're kind of a family channel. I don't know, somewhere. We're like PG-17.
I get some weird faces in the supermarket when I pull this thing out,
So did you get rid of, looks like your 236 or 786, whatever. Looks like you just have what is a little bit deeper than the 618?
Yeah, so I've got just what I have on here is the 0.618 and the 0.65, which I guess people call the golden pocket. So you'd be surprised how many awesome trades you can get out of the golden pocket. I mean, do you use Fibonacci at all?
Oh, dude, it's funny because everyone watching probably isn't aware, but like neither of us, we were chatting, really have watched each other's content, but we know what kind of content they do. And I love that you're just first foot forward is the 618.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it. See, I told you guys he knows what he's talking about.
So yeah,
everything, every move, man. I'm always looking for, if it isn't the 618, it's the 0.5. You name it, up, down, on an hourly time frame, on a daily, weekly. I'm always looking for a retrace, and the 618. It absolutely is a powerful tool. Fibonacci tool should be in everyone's tool belt, like in their belt, not outside, like you're saying.
Yes. Well, the thing is, you can't use it if it's in the belt, man. Let's just be real about that.
Yeah, that's true. It's useless there.
You have to take it out. You have to pull it. You have to stretch it out from the swing high to the swing low. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at right now, and I'm sure you're aware, since you love fib, that we are coming up to the golden pocket from the Corona dump, which is coming up pretty soon. Wow, it's a pretty sloppy chart right here.
From what, 3,800 to 65 and change?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me.
Yeah, I think we're right at that, like 2-3, right? I think we're at like the first retracement level.
Yeah,
which seems crazy, right? Price.
Well, no, I'm talking from 3.8 somewhere down here, and just stretch that thing up, and we're coming right up to the and there's a daily level of support right in here too. So if we are going to continue up, right?
If we are, no one knows. No one knows.
Yeah. This to me, if we don't bounce out of the golden pocket here, then I'm officially thinking we might come
26.2, something like that. It got me confused. For whatever reason, I've always kept my charts on logarithmic, and so fib is goofed up by logarithmic versus standard, and so that's why I'm thinking 236, but of course on regular charts it's going to be probably closer to the 0.5, right?
Where we're at right now, yeah. Well, I don't know, the fib I've got pulled right here has us kind of in the same spot, I think, but maybe I could just be retarded, man.
Yeah, flip the chart to logarithmic.
Yeah, I just put it on log right now.
Okay. They should be different. Just mathematically, they should be.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. But yeah, it's kind of similar right here. Kind of similar.
What's going on with that? Because my 786. I don't know if you're watching it, but mine is way down here, 7,000. I don't know. Trading View, what are you doing? Is that the standard Fibonacci retracement tool?
It is. Where you're pulling it from the low to the high there?
Yeah.
Do you have it
the
on,
exact same points?
That's so weird, man. What in the world? I guess sometimes you can learn a lot about another person by comparing fibs.
By the fibs they tell, right? Well, either way. Yeah. No, it's interesting. I think like both the logarithmic chart and the regular chart, if they are different or not.
Me up, man.
Now, I'm confused, but I'm not going to try to troubleshoot it on the fly.
Yeah, for sure.
I will get lost in a tunnel of why that isn't working. But yeah, regardless. So 26.2, I think. You said if you lose that level, things not looking so bright. I mean, agreed. I don't want to give up 30 here. I don't want to give up the yearly open.
Yeah, that would be not so good.
Yeah, what a red yearly candle, not so attractive.
Definitely not. So, I was talking with you a little bit earlier, and you were telling me that you are super bullish on Bitcoin, man.
Shut up. We were talking, and of course, getting to know each other. Did let him know my perma bull status, but not one that believes there are only green candles. So my viewers know it's going to take a lot to make me bearish. It's what, a year ago. Let's see. What was a year ago now? Now we're in July. I keep forgetting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, a year ago we were at 1/3 of this price. Now we're afraid of 30,000. You know, it's just remarkable how cyclical this market is in that sense. It's whatever number, and it doesn't matter what it is. You name one. At some point, people will think it's a pipe dream, and then at another point, people will be afraid of it. You know, it's a wild ride.
You're right.
I have a fib for you. I don't know. I'm not sharing my screen with you anymore, am I? Whoa. There we go.
Yeah, you might be.
Let's see if this will work or if this will blow the internet up. That way you can see in real time what I'm doing. This is what I was saying about the fib. I don't know why it's different than yours. But what about this fib? So yeah, we don't know if this low is in, right? And I think most people are betting this low isn't in. That we have a lower low to come. This is kind of what I've been keeping an eye on the whole time. What do you think about this fib retracement from 65 to that like 28, 29 area that we touched in the low?
I mean, I've been keeping my eye on that for a long time, and I think, you know, if we are going to get some kind of rally upward, that 618 is an important resistance above us, you know.
Yeah, it fits really well. This has also been part of my argument. You asked me earlier, kind of like why I'm bullish. I had to think about it. Yeah, all the sentiment, it gets to anybody. It almost feels weird to speak bullishly now, and then 3 months ago it would be weird to speak bearishly. But this retracement has my eye, and it has since we fell. I think it was honestly like the 20th of May. Was it 20th? 19th? I had this fib out that day. I had it right here, and I was just looking for, well, your pocket is included. It'd be like a little higher, I think. But this price action, somewhere up in, starts from maybe high 44s up to 48, kind of 48 area. And we've had no price action there. We had support, we broke support, we fell, and there's no back test of resistance. And I think that is a contributing factor to my, I'm sure people would name it denial. Something. My denial of the bull run being over. And you know what? Nobody knows when it does end, but I mean, this is just what I do, it bull horns forward through bear markets, and eventually the market turns around. 20 weekly, though, is right there in that range between that 0.5 and 618. And so to me, there just seems to be a lot of technical, I don't think technical is the right word. Maybe like momentum dynamics here at play that I just don't believe, really, that June 13th, 14th, that was our relief rally, that was our recovery. Bear markets typically start with a very convincing recovery. I just don't see it yet.
Yeah. You know what else is really interesting about that level that you have marked out there is, we kind of did have this head and shoulders thing going on right here. And that is the neckline also of the head and shoulders.
Where is the neckline back test, man? I'm always yelling about head and shoulders and their necklines. That's funny.
Yeah, we don't have a back test, It's like there's a lot of things we have not back tested. And you're right. There's something about this.
There's something about this area. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't guarantee, guys. It doesn't guarantee prices going there or anything. Just from a technical point, looking at this chart, I would find it hard, I've said this over and over again, for it to just dump from here down. It just wouldn't fit really any of the chart action that I've seen in my entire life. There's no back test of anything. And, it does, there are circumstances where you don't see any back tests of things, I'm sure, but it's very uncommon. Very uncommon, especially for Bitcoin. Loves to rearrange at numbers, and especially it'll never leave my brain, I don't think. October 2019 with that rally to 10.5. I point it out all the time. I probably sound like an old man rambling, but yeah, back in the day, back in my day, Bitcoin went up. I think that's really what we were saying. Every move to the downside, significant moves, you almost always see a move to the upside. And it's true. I guess we can say January was the move to the downside before the move to the upside. And April's Aprilish area.
Yeah.
And I just don't see it. I'm not convinced by this little hump, this little 41.2 test. I don't know.
I figured out the fib thing, so shout out to Joe Pippin
Ooh.
in my Discord. He there's a little checkbox here. You can check fib levels based on log or not, so that must have been the issue.
Huh. I think that should... I don't know. I feel like that should auto... Because mine changes. Yeah. Who cares? Screw you, fib tool and trading view. Fix yourself. Fix yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
It is interesting, too, to see, the fact that even though we've been consolidating so long, and we haven't really been able to lose this support. And it's really the same, it's the same exact range that we've been trading in since like May 19th, and it's also the same range that we've been trading in since in January, right? In January, we were consolidating basically between 42K and like 28K, and now here we are, once we lost 42K, we're consolidating within that same exact range. The thing that looks super bearish to me, though, is like, this thing has just been like, super, super bearish. Like, we're just in a descending channel right here, as we're grinding along the support.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about this. Like, it isn't there yet, but it could very easily paint just a flat bottom with, descending highs. And to me, that's a very, very bearish pattern. Very bearish.
Yeah.
I don't like that we keep kind of messing around at this level. Graded hasn't broken today, though. I'll give it that. I'm sure there are many people at home sweating, thinking about that sell button.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I sold all of my Bitcoin this morning, bro. When we were dumping.
Did you make sure to get it as low as possible for tax reasons? Just as low as you could sell it. Perfect.
I tried my best.
Excellent.
And unfortunately, I didn't get Bitcoin until we were right about like 50K.
Okay. Excellent.
That's when I got in. Yeah.
Well, you bought it when it was going up and you sold it when it's going down. I think that makes you a master trader, really.
Yeah, it's a It's been working very well for me.
It's a very popular strategy.
I haven't had any problems with money since I started trading that way.
Well, if you don't have any, there's no problems, right? I dig it, man. That's like that's a laid back approach to life, like Kuna Matata, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, I hope something happens here. I really do. I can't stand this range. I just can't stand this range, man.
Really? You don't like this range?
Oh, everybody wants to know, is Bitcoin going up or down? And every day when we're in this range, you get that question over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's no new data. Like, break something, make a move. But yeah, I don't know, man.
I enjoy the range. I have to be honest with you. It's been a fun.
I guess like if you're scalping, that's what you want, right?
Yeah, but even the swing trades have been super nice, man. I mean, just pull out your fib, just whip it out, stretch it out. And there have been so many nice golden pocket retracements like along this entire. In fact, I say like most of these pivots were 618s. Like even just the well, now that I can't find any, right?
You never can when you like have one. That's how I feel across the blockchain. I have like 7 charts, and by the end of it, I'm like, I didn't even touch my charts. Look at them.
Let's see here. Yeah, like this one, man. This was a really nice one right here.
Yeah, that's super nice. We actually had that as a target. We had that as a target somewhere.
Was it because the 618?
Absolutely. That's funny. It's funny because I bet we trade on real, like, fundamentally there's probably many things in common, but when it comes to like what is the motivator, I bet it's almost always different. Yet we still find kind of the same answer, even using the same tool. It's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
We're always like the first thing ever. The first thing we do in this channel is like, if there's a move, we take the fib tool out and we say, all right, where's our 0.5? Yeah. Where's our 618? Maybe we haven't even seen it reverse yet, but these levels, if they're not important now, they will be whenever it does. It's crazy how consistent the fib tool is. I would like suggest to you or recommend that point 0.5. Dude, the point 0.5 gets hit, I don't even know, maybe like 90% of the time. Some ridiculous percent of the time. It's hard to find an example where it doesn't get hit on a chart. And that's it's at 44,100 according to my logarithmic chart.
You know, maybe those log 0.5s are different than the regular 0.5s, because
They are.
I do find that I like the 0.5. You know, I don't hate the 0.5. You know, like I have no animosity toward it. But I found like the 382 and the golden pocket have really been, especially you know, that golden pocket, man. It's so juicy. It's so juicy. I have a watermelon patch growing in my golden pocket.
You're ridiculous. You probably do have watermelon though growing, don't you?
I have a literal watermelon patch. Yeah. Yeah, the way I set up the trellises in the garden, it's like I have a little blue trellis and a little orange trellis, and I named them, you know, 0.618 and 0.65.
You dual weld them.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
My viewers might not know, but I don't know if this is public info. I assume it is. You're a homesteader, as you described.
I am, yes. I'm a homesteader, so I have animals and lots of gardens, and the goal is to become as self-sufficient as possible.
I think that rings so true for Bitcoiners. I think every Bitcoiner has some kind of itch of that, of like off the grid, like no matter what else they believe in. I think it comes with the territory. How do I keep squirrels from eating all of my plants? Real question.
There's a few different things you can do. Do you live in America?
Maybe.
Yeah, you do, right?
Maybe.
Well, you can get a rifle. Get a rifle.
Okay.
Get one with a nice sight on it. One of those military grade sights, you know.
They might object. They might object where I live to shooting a rifle at squirrels. There are a lot of squirrels and a lot of people.
Okay.
What else can I do? See, I'm so curious because we have like a balcony and we grow crops on it. I call it crops. We grow vegetables, spices, but every year the squirrels end up just winning at some point. And I have a BB gun and I've shot many of them, but they don't care. Doesn't stop.
You could get this stuff called Repelzol.
Make a note of this.
Repelzol, that will keep stuff away. I've had success with deer and groundhog with that, and not so much the rabbits, but depending on what you're growing, also you can build little. What I've done in the past too is you can build little boxes out of just 2x4s if you can afford 2x4s these days, since they're like $25,000 for one.
Didn't that crash? Didn't lumber crash?
I honestly don't know. I haven't. Thankfully, I have not had to build anything this year.
Well, you would chop down your own trees, right?
I would. In fact, I would, because I have two of the acres I'm on are complete woods, so I could chop them down if I had to.
That is the dream. That is the dream.
Yeah.
I really feel like that hits home with Bitcoiners. It's like some connection with it just being out of anyone else's kind of influence and control. I like it.
Yeah, man, that's the spirit of Bitcoin, right? I mean, sticking it to the man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But you could get the 2x4s, build a little box, and then get some just netting. Some netting that'll let the sun through.
Hmm.
And that works really well.
Dude, those squirrels are crafty, man. They're so crafty. I hate them. People probably remember me years ago on this channel bitching about squirrels. They're not. We grow like a bunch of hot peppers, so we thought that would work. They don't care. They don't. No, they're totally fine. We like sprinkled hot pepper stuff, and they don't do. They're city squirrels though, so they probably are eating things you wouldn't imagine. Like, I don't know.
Oh, you're right.
Like
you're right.
Diapers or something, you know, and like hot food. Anyway, I mean, our viewers probably did tune in to hear about squirrels. I respect them for that, but I'm so off topic. Yeah, man. Yeah, what are we looking at? I was looking at the 1 hour also earlier, and the 1 hour does look a little reversally. Yeah,
that's pretty bullish, man. I mean, look at the 4 hour. You know, on Market Cipher. we have this big old this big fat bottom right here. You know,
Juicy.
it's a juicy big fat bottom, and
Curvy bottoms are our favorite here. Curvy.
you like them curvy?
Mm-hmm. Nice and curvy, nice and rounded.
Yeah, yeah. So the rounded curvy bottom, basically what this is telling me is we need to come up a little bit more, or at least consolidate a little bit. There, I would love to come up to back and back test this 30.385 area, right? Because look at what happened yesterday. Like we got this really nice bounce right off of this level right here, and so it would just be nice to back test that for another move to the downside, and coming back up to this level would if we dropped even lower, it would probably give us like a bullish divergence on some of these higher time frames, like the 4-hour and stuff like that. And even in these downtrends, those 4-hour bullish divergences, they ain't no joke, man. Like I've been in longs. I was in a long, so I forget where. Yeah, right over here. And people were like laughing at me for long in here, but it's like we have a bullish divergence on the 4-hour, man. It's like that's no joke. Like it might be volatile, but we came up quite a bit there. That was not a bad move.
Yeah, there's been some solid plays, I guess we'll say, since May. Just totally outside of my trading trading style. Like for me, it's certainly there's in a sideways trend, that can make for actually some pretty high probability trades. The problem is, and you probably don't have this problem, but people out there, just learning about crypto or just learning about trading or newer, they tend to get stuck. So they'll trade that sideways range, and whatever direction it ends up breaking out, they're kind of sidelined almost by definition, because they're really dependent on the range and probably overweight of their positions. I don't know. Too much risk.
Yeah. I mean, even in these sideways ranges, though, I mean, like this long here, like the only reason I stayed in it was because, well, we had a bullish divergence, but also came right down to the 618. So
what was that? The 8th? Was that the 8th of July?
Yeah, the 8th of July.
Let me see. Dude, all of these kind of bounces they just look so similar to me. It's like I'm literally going and looking to see like my chart from the 8th to see what I was looking at.
Yeah.
That's not helpful. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, I think the 8th was when I was doing the moon math. Was that
the moon math?
The moon math. I think everyone else knows what I'm talking about.
Oh man,
my moon
I need
video.
To watch your channel more.
Oh, that was the 11th. That was the 11th. You don't have to watch any of the channel. Just watch the moon video. That's it.
Okay.
I edited it myself, and it's like the first, maybe it's the second video that I like really put work into editing, and it's pretty cool. BitBoy told me it was good, and I was very honored that someone with 1 million subscribers would tell me a video I made was good.
That is really nice, man.
Oh, yeah. The small things,
wish
right?
Anybody would tell me that one of my videos was good.
I haven't seen them, so I can't.
Oh,
I can never tell a lie.
Maybe you could be the first one to tell me one of my videos is good.
Okay, I'll comment on it. I'll be like, this one was good. So that's
really
how you'll
help
know.
My self-esteem, man. It would really help my self-esteem.
Bros complimenting bros. It's just the.
That's how we do it in Bitcoin land.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all a big family, no matter what opinion we have about the chart. Stop letting these non-coiners divide us up into factions. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That sounds like a real political movement.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, we found our new platform. So I'm looking at the 1 hour here, and I'm seeing some round and bottom. I honestly don't like it as much on the 4 hour, which is funny. I guess it's just the differences, the way we see charts. But the 1 hour to me
Yeah.
looks much, we have like the low, a failed, failed anything, a lower low. And then you finally have that higher high and a higher low. And so you have a setup. Like you have a setup for a long, but hasn't broken it. It's just being boring.
And I mean, we are at some resistance here. I mean, we've been struggling to come above the VWAP.
Oh yeah.
And then this level just marked out here like at 29,964. We've been rejecting off there for a while, but I don't know, man. I really do hope we come up higher, because like I would love to. There's some really good trade setups I'm eyeing up that I would love to take if it goes that way. But you know how it is, right?
Dude.
As soon as I fall asleep, like we'll pump up massively, and then like I'll miss the long, and then I'll be outside working and I'll miss the short.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then it'll be at the moon. It waits till you sleep. It does. It Bitcoin, all of us somehow watches all of us and waits till we sleep. Every time.
Every single time. Doesn't matter what hemisphere you're on. It will only move when you're asleep.
That one collective second where somehow everyone's asleep. I like it. It does feel that way though, seriously.
Yeah, man. I've gotten so many trade alerts at like 3 a.m, and it's you gotta do what you gotta do, my wife, shout out to her. Her name is Big Butts 28.
Big Butts 28. She sounds hot.
Well, she's got one of those rounded momentum waves,
The curvy bottoms.
Yeah, sometimes
Nice.
her nickname is Market Cipher B. I call her.
Her nickname's Market Cipher B. I don't know why I find that so funny, but you, sir, get my gold star of TA jokes.
I'm married to Market Cipher B. But she puts up with me, man. When I'm up in the middle of the night and she's trying to sleep, she's taking care of the baby and all that, and I'm on the Bitcoin charts. She's nice to me about it.
That must be you, dude. You live like this fantasy life in my brain, maybe the way I want to live. Like you're
married to a trading indicator.
Yep, married to a trading indicator who takes care of you and understands all your craziness that probably revolves around staring at a bunch of candles all day. That's real.
It gets real, man. Life gets real. We're out here on the homestead farming and looking at charts all day.
The it's not a bad thing, but the real thing about that is exactly what my girlfriend would love. Like that is her through and through. She grew up. I grew up in the city. She grew up kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and she loves the big open spaces and the farmland. And so don't tell her that that's what you do. Just so you know.
Okay.
Don't tell her.
I won't tell her. Next time I talk to her, I won't say anything.
Good. Thank you. That's all I ask.
Okay. Cool, man.
So I think everyone's waiting for this move. I think I can say this with high confidence so no one is ever 100%. Best traders in the world, they're probably just a few percent more accurate than any other given person, but that's why they consistently win. And so sure, it's possible Bitcoin just drops down from here, because this is spooky. You have not a great looking chart. We're back near the lows. But I think what I was getting to, kind of got sidetracked, is if we do see that, if we do see a random just red candle down from here, I just think that would look so strange in the chart. I think that the probability of it just being super bought up, like capitulatory, I think that's the probable outcome. I'm honestly more afraid, and I've been saying this for months now, is I'm more afraid of that move in that retrace to that kind of 45 to 48 area and then dumping. Because to me, that would be
the bear market.
Yeah, that would be the bear market.
Yeah.
It would be hard to cut it any other way. If we move back to the 20 weekly moving average SMA and we dump, that's awful. That is kind of a nail in the coffin. But if we dump here, you could have a capitulation, maybe it flies down to some random number, like 17.1, even though that's not random. And then just, snaps up. But then you have the same problem again, though, is you have to get past the 0.5, the 0.618 retracement levels, even in that event. And if you don't, you might end up right back in that same boat.
Yeah, I mean, we have so much resistance above us, man. It's not even funny. Like, there's just so much resistance, and we've been rejecting like all these highs, all these wicks have been rejecting off of like very important resistances. So it's like, you know, we rejected off the point of control of the range. We're rejecting off the daily levels, the weekly levels. We rejected off the value area low of the range after trying to come up above it, and you know, it is a little bit depressing to think about all that resistance, but I've got my eyes set on these lower levels, man. Like I really think we could, like what you're saying, I think we could get a nice dump and then just people start buying it up.
I don't see a scenario where it dumps and then does this again. I think maybe that's really what I was getting at, is I don't see a scenario where even it does dump that low, but if it does, then just moving sideways for 2 months, I think that you would see a super explosive buying response to that. Yeah, there's so much money. If you look back at the, even on-chain metrics, but liquidations, you look back at traded volume, when we broke 20,000, that's where everyone got caught. That's where all the bears just got caught outside their hidey holes, and they would look to re-enter. There's so many potential buyers at that level. It almost seems too good to be true, I feel, for that to actually happen. I don't know.
Yeah, so I have a question, man. When you do your TA, do you use blue and purple candlesticks?
No, I do not. I have a crazy hard time seeing your chart. It is all the same color to me. A wee color blind.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry then, man. I don't mean to be offensive or anything like that. I don't discriminate against colorblind people.
Yeah,
just so you know.
I can't even see your chart because I'm colorblind.
Wow, I'm so sorry, man.
No, I've just been agreeing the whole time. Definitely not blue and purple, but I will say I'm a big fan, and people in our channel probably remember this. When we have really spooky days, I usually kind of neutralize the color scheme on the candles. When we have really, emotional trading days, like, weirdly, I don't feel like May was, more so in January, honestly. Like when we had, I think it was like January 22nd, and we sold off to like right about here, and everyone was just shitting their pants. Yeah, we just turned the chart on all the same color, and it has a big mental impact. It really does. I think people underestimate how much kind of conditioning we have looking at these charts.
Yeah, that's so true.
Look at all your color presets.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh, that's illegal. Is that even legal?
No. When I used to trade forex, I didn't use dark.
Oh my God.
I used light. This was my blue and purple for forex.
We can't be friends.
Okay, I'm sorry, bro. I will have to change it back to it Jayson Casper.
All right, now we're best friends.
Okay, cool.
Best friends don't let best friends use light mode in TradingView. That's just big facts.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, man. I crossed the line with that one.
I mean, you'll be all right. Just never again. Just never. Gotcha. It's blinding. Understood. It's blinding. Do you want to go blind?
No. Good. No. Definitely not, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that about the reason I use blue and purple is because it is soothing to the soul. Like for the same reason why using all one color is very neutralizing. I mean, if you're dumping, right? If you're long, 100x leverage long, and all of a sudden things start dumping, purple is very soothing. You're almost okay with getting wrecked. If you're seeing purple, it's very soothing.
I agree. And blue. I think the reasoning behind it's totally like airtight. Definitely. Red is a very gripping color in nature. That's why there's always red in thumbnails on YouTube, because people look at it. I agree. I think that having that color bias in our brain subconsciously is not helping us be successful.
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm so colorblind I didn't even really notice. And then you pointed out that it wasn't red and green, and then I noticed.
I didn't know you were colorblind, man. You know, I should have asked before the show. That's the one thing I usually ask every new person I
meet. Dude, I love it. You know, it's when you're colorblind, you just don't even know. You don't know what you're missing out on. So I'm just like kind of colorblind. Though that blue and purple and these shades aren't helping, is very difficult on my screen to see the difference.
Yeah, I believe that. Oh, nice. You have the thing that shows up if somebody subscribes to your channel.
I disabled all of the alerts from it, so now it just does that, and I forgot. YouTube broke that for months, and now it's back. Crap, we got a lot of subscribers. Let's see.
Hey, Crypto Capital Venture with the super chat.
Crypto Cat? What? Is that Chris? Am I going to mess that up? Oh, my brother. Yeah. I'm sorry if your name is not Chris. I messed that up if it isn't, but that's who I was thinking of. We were on Across the Blockchain. Good to see you, brother. Great dude.
It's a good channel. I'm subscribed.
Have you not been on it? Why haven't you been on it? You have more followers than me. You should just call BitBoy up.
Around the Blockchain?
Yeah. Oh, because face.
I'm talking about Crypto Capital Venture. I'm subscribed to.
Oh, I'm subscribed as well.
I would love to be on Around the Blockchain, but I feel like I'm not cool enough, man. You know, I feel like you need to show your face on YouTube to get on that show.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's been on it that doesn't do a face.
Oh, his name is Dan, not Chris.
Dan, I'm sorry. I messed that up. Well, we did just meet yesterday in passing, but Dan is the man. It rhymes, so it's true, but appreciate that. Super chat, my friend. And it was a great show. It was a great show. Wish I would have heard more from Dan, though. I don't think Dan got to talk enough. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
I hear he's really big into Cardano.
Cardano. Don't you know?
So it makes sense now. That makes sense.
Oh, I got it. Cardano. That's clever. That's clever, my friend. That's straight up clever. Cardano. I'm going to do something with that. I'm going to write that down. It's good to have you, my friend. Everyone, yes, subscribe to Dan as well. Crypto Capital Venture. A lot of good people. Clearly, no one has anything better to do. I think that's really what's happening right now.
Yeah.
I'll have to check him out. Admittedly, I just have never watched like anybody's anything. I don't know. I didn't really watch streamers growing up, and then now I didn't have time for months, so.
It's it's hard to do. I know how it is, man. You're a YouTuber and stuff. You got so much work to do. You don't have time to watch other people's 2-hour streams.
True. Says the guy who, takes care of his entire own property with like animals and plants. Like, yeah, you just don't have time, Tom. Sitting at home, probably smoking a bowl, playing League of Legends or something. You just don't have time.
I mean, that can eat up your time. Smoking bowls, playing video games. That eats up a lot of time.
It does. It does. Wouldn't trade it though. No, I would. I wouldn't.
Well, honestly, hey, BitBoy or whoever does Around the Blockchain, is it BitBoy who?
Yes.
BitBoy, if you're watching this stream, you should have me on, man.
I doubt he is, but BitBoy, Ben, if you're watching, gotta get this guy on. We'll get him a mask or something. I don't know. Something.
If I am scheduled to be on Around the Blockchain, I will go and buy a very high-end camera, set it up with a really nice green screen, and take a picture of my farm and just be chilling with the farm in the background. But only if I can get on Around the Blockchain. So
I think you can.
You think I can?
I think you can. Right?
Wow.
I don't know. I'll put in a good word. It should be me, you, CryptoFace, BitBoy.
And Dan.
And well, yeah, I was gonna say and Dan, of course. I couldn't come.
And Dan.
Has to be Dan. I don't know if he's still here, but if he is.
Or Chris?
Chris?
No, Dan.
Who's Chris, man? Who is Chris? That's the real question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably just met a Chris in real life, and now it's like in my head or something. It'll come to me as soon as I turn the stream off. It'll come to me.
Yeah, that's how it works, man. Yeah. So as far as your trading style goes, like you were telling me you're really big into trading the altcoin pairs just to stack your sats.
Yes, which is also the least entertaining possible way to trade for most people.
Really?
Well, that's the vibe I get. I don't know if it is. I enjoy it, but yeah,
Have you been really doing well? Because a lot of altcoins have been absolutely off the blockchain lately, man.
off the blockchain. Well, certainly not a lot of trades going on at this moment for me in that department.
Yeah.
It's, the reason, and I can see why, the reason it's not super attractive is because it is a very macro stance. Not only are you kind of depending on market mechanics that have existed, you're depending on them probably continuing to play out for a minimum of like 4 years at any given time. And so it's not super attractive. It's not the get rich quick that people foam at the mouth for. It comes in waves. It's really even more cyclical than the market. So I've made almost 0 trades in 3 months now. But there was a window where I was snapping off just layered sells of all kinds of alts. I hit Doge hard, BNB hard, Matic, Theta, T-Fuel, Ethereum I hit, not nearly as hard as the other ones, but Ethereum. Yeah, there was a lot of good plays, and kind of what this doesn't, the reason other people probably don't do this is when I purchase an alt or I enter an alt, I have no idea the time frame of when I'm going to get out of it. Pretty much the only thing that matters to me is I bought it in Bitcoin pairs. So if I bought it for, let's say, 1,000, I'm not going to sell it ever unless it's above 1,000. And so I'll pretty much just bag hold them. And there's, caveats to that is I have to start my positions very small to the point where it's like $20 or $50 if it goes to 0, whatever. And it's a long game, but it does pay off. Yeah, Doge, I had maybe $200 worth of Doge coming into 2021. And had I not sold any of it, which I did, but if I had not sold any of it at the very top, it would have been like 150K.
Wow.
So is this a guaranteed system that's going to work for you? It's certainly not. Certainly there's no guarantees, but it's a patience game. And I've seen that the math works out over time, or at least it has for me. And I don't see a reason to like ditch the strategy, It's like it's been working, it's working. And my mindset is really, when I take profit on things, it's like the worst case scenario now for me is I'm stuck in Bitcoin. And I'm okay with that.
That's a good place to be, man. Bitcoin's the new stablecoin.
I've been saying that actually this year. I think that Bitcoin in many ways is the stable coin of crypto. It is much less volatile than everything else. We can say, but stable coins, yeah, genius. But like a stable coin, a stable crypto coin, does that make sense? It's like the rest of the market's pegged to it, and its fluctuations kind of send everything else whipping around. And
I like the strategy, man. I like your strategy because when those alts, when they pump, man, they pump. Pump, they pump.
Dude, we hit in the Patreon, we hit Doge BTC. I don't know if you're familiar with that chart at all, though. From like 20 to 15 sats. So like from 20 to 15. For reference, pull it up. I've just had you on the full screen pretty much the whole time anyway, because I'm not doing anything with my chart.
So when did you get into it?
Oh, before this year. December.
Oh, wow.
The bottom.
Diciembre. Wow, man. That is insane.
Insane. Patrons in the chat, back it up. Go ahead. That was one of the fires. And so it's like I had $200 maybe back there. And then it was 150 grand.
That's only 10,000%, man. That's actually kind of not that much. That's not that big of a gain.
No, and that's against Bitcoin too. So it's like
that is insane, bro. Like your strategy, I need to get more into that. I started to trade the Bitcoin alt pairs for a while there, but
it's fallen out of favor. It used to be the jam. Now it's like not really in favor. But
yeah,
dude, for you and everyone else who isn't familiar, or you are, but whatever. What's good about it is
giant bull flag, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, mega.
Yeah. Sorry, man. What were you
saying? It wouldn't surprise me to see Doge run like one more time weirdly, but I think it's a terrible bet. I've been saying that forever. The thing about it for like people listening and yourself, you could do this as well, is it doesn't take a lot to play these long games on smaller market caps. I have a criteria for it. I like proof of work coins. I like the older the coin, the better, especially if it's proof of work. That's why I was a fan of Doge. That's why I had Doge, proof of work, old blockchain. It doesn't take a ton of money. You don't have to have 100% of your portfolio in some crap coin. You can have $20, and that $20 could turn into nothing, or maybe it turns into a huge amount of money. And you would think that the numbers would kind of make that not worth it. But in my experience, at least, the numbers work out really well. Like Doge itself, that recovered all my investment for any other alt position like I've ever taken in my portfolio that was kind of high risk. It's just one.
That's nuts, bro. That is nuts.
None of them have gone to zero. Not a single one of my alts. You don't even know this. I have like 150-ish altcoins.
Wow.
Ish.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, some of them are like $4.
Oh well, at least you have them, man. You never know if they're just gonna pump one day. I was back in like January, February, March, April, especially March, April, May, those altcoins, I was really trading them a lot, but I've just got so much in life going on right now. I don't have time to analyze multiple charts. So,
of course. Yeah, dude, that's kind of the beauty. It's almost like a rebellion against the day trader, ape degen, whatever you want to call it. It's almost like the opposite, because you don't even have to look at the charts. That's kind of the magic of, all right, I'll put $20 in this. I don't even really need to I don't need to like lose sleep or spend time looking into it. Everyone's hyping this thing. I don't want to feel like I'm the only one on it. $20. So I'm not going to actively manage that. If I look back and say, hey, that $20 is now a few thousand, then I'm going to start paying attention. So it's kind of like a natural self-selection of alts even. Because
interesting, man.
There's many that, aren't at break even. Certainly there's more that aren't, but there are some, they put maybe 20 or 50 in and they're worth 70 cents. But that's the magic of, you don't go hard in any of them. You kind of just sprinkle on a bunch. And unfortunately, when people want to do that is usually kind of at cycle tops. Like people probably got interested in that in the last few months. Now it's a little sketchier of a time, but during a bear market, that's when you do that. When someone says something's dead, that just makes me hungry for buys, man. I love buying dead coins. It's like a challenge. It's like, oh, you think I won't? Oh, I will.
I guess it works out good for you, man.
It's worked. What I like is the effort level that's required to what kind of returns it gets is really great, maybe unbeatable. Because just a little bit more active than holding. It's definitely more active than holding. But it's not all encompassing. Like a lot of the alts that I purchase when I do like the old BTC pairs is I'll make an entry and then I'll just immediately put a limit sell for say half of it at 2x. Just boom. There we go. If it ever doubles, then I have my investment back, free coins. And I love those positions. I love getting in low positions. Like people have asked me a lot, why wouldn't you, or why aren't you buying Bitcoin at this level if you're bullish? Because I don't want to ruin my average. I won't buy anything above the last time I bought it, pretty much. Unless I had a solid sell, take profit, then I can look to maybe do it. But like, I'm not going to buy anything more expensive than last time because it seems to be a good strategy. Makes you good at buying dips.
Yeah, that seems like a really good strategy, man. I need to rework my crypto strategy. It's kind of weird for me because I used to trade forex before I traded crypto, and I had never sat down and created like an overarching strategy for like how can I accumulate the most Bitcoin as possible. I'm kind of just I'm trading mostly just so I can have extra income,
and that's most people, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm just here to just gobble up hungry hippo, just every sat, piece by piece, because every single one that I do there's just one less left. You know, that's really how I see it. And I know it's not direct impacting like that, but I assume I'm not the only one. And not everyone's goal is to stack sats, and I respect that too if it isn't. But there's people out there, and I think the people out there who have been doing it a long time are now financially in a pretty good spot, and so they probably command disproportionate amount of volume in this market. I guess probably fair.
Yeah, I'm a big stacker. You know what I love? I love fiat currency. I just love that stuff.
Stacking it.
Stagnant, saving it for my grandkids, you know?
Yep, I love burying it and then reevaluating how many things I can purchase with it every year.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I have a big stack of it for my grandkids, and I tell them how much they won't be able to buy with it when they're old.
By the time they're grown up, that money will buy them maybe a movie ticket.
Yeah, or at least some nice fire kindling paper.
Yes. Their very own.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, you know what? I laugh about that because I'm not a fiat guy, and I'm guessing you aren't either, but everyone, we have to use it at times. I will say people overlook this a lot in their portfolios is cash, liquid, it should absolutely be part of a portfolio. Your cash position should never be zero in a portfolio, in my opinion.
You mean like fiat or like stablecoin?
Well, stablecoin for our reference. Yeah, it doesn't have to be 50% or 75% or whatever, but it shouldn't be zero. You should always have some kind of liquid, and that's not even necessarily to buy dips, though it could be. But that liquid is so you have an unexpected life thing happen, you need to be able to cover it. You need to stay liquid. If you can't stay liquid while you're investing, you just end up getting bankrupt in the middle of it and losing all your progress. I think a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, that's true. What the scientific term for that, I think, is portfolio constipation.
It sounds very scientific.
Yeah.
Extremely scientific.
Yeah. Well, I'm a part-time scientist as well.
Oh, really? What kind?
I'm just kidding.
No, well, I was like totally gonna buy it. You could have just made something up. I was thinking botanist.
I'm an ornithologist.
I don't know what that is, so I believe you.
Cool.
I have no idea what that is.
Let's see what happens to Bitcoin right now at the VWAP. We just came above it with this super bearish looking wick.
Ooh.
And
you know what?
Looks like we're back under it again, actually. So yeah, this is kind of bearish, right? Looks like we just been getting a huge move down, bear flag, huge move down, bear flag.
Yep.
I was looking at this too, like if this bear flag plays out like a bear flag, it would be. It would put us down pretty much like right around this area right here, like 28.5, right around there.
Just at the low, yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'm super interested in this area right here, like 28.8 and a little bit lower. I think that could be a nice bounce there. Even if we continue in a downtrend, I think we could get a little bounce out of there, man.
I mean, breaking the low for the third time and wicking, that's like very par for the course probably for Bitcoin. I could definitely see something like that. Especially something like that, you get a spring and then you get the retracement, and then it's like all of a sudden everyone's really bullish, and then if you're a market maker looking to dump the market, you found your liquidity. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Dangerous. Actually, you know what? I have to run to the bathroom really quick. Do you want to just take over the channel? Just Casper take over. I'll be as fast as I can.
Okay, man. I hope everything comes out all right.
I trust you, bro. I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. What's going on, y'all? Let me take a look at the chat here and see what you guys are saying. A lot of people I recognize in here. What's going on, Franco? What's going on, Miguel? Hey, Memory Man is in the chat. Shout out to Memory Man. Jeff Alley says it's gonna dump, and Justin Bond says yo. Well, I guess I have my screen here, so you guys can actually see what I'm looking at here. But yeah, I was saying, like, at the beginning of the stream, that, if we, well, really, right now, if we're going to come up a little bit higher, I would love for us to reject off of one of these fib levels right here, because this golden pocket right here is actually, it is also the daily level that we lost. So I just put on my daily level I got on here. You can see we got that confluence right there at the 618. So it would be nice if we got like one big pump, because we do have a lot of momentum on the 4 hour. The 1 hour, the momentum wave is starting to come up, so it wouldn't surprise me if we get this kind of move and then we reject off of here and come down even lower, and then get a bounce right out of here. These are kind of two setups I'm looking at, because if that does happen, that would give us probably a pretty nice bullish divergence, right? If we got that pump up here and this wave, which is already above the 0 line, comes up, and then we come back down, print another green dot a little bit higher, that could give us a nice long, kind of like there have been some really nice longs in this whole entire range here. And oh, I thought he was back for a second. I thought he was back. Memory Man, so this line right here is at 30.3, and then the line down here, this yellow pocket area, this is between 28.8 and 28.5, and the reason I have that marked out there is because if we go to the 4 hour time frame, we can see that super awesome long that we took back here. This was the low of that wick, so if we come down and just grab that liquidity, I think we could get another move to the upside. And Bitcoin is again at the VWAP. That VWAP this VWAP has been acting as resistance for quite some time.
I'm back.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm glad you're back.
Everything went well. We're good. Okay.
Cool, man.
Getting old, not that old yet, hopefully.
How old are you now? 17?
42.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I've aged. Every year in crypto is like 5 years in real life, so.
Oh, man, that's so true. After this bull run, bro, I have all these wrinkles, crow's feet around my eyes.
Dude, seriously, I was joking saying that, but it's real. Like, crypto wears you down. I guess it's like your payment for the financial kind of fast track. It's like you get there faster, but like you don't get to dip out on the age, on the stress.
No, you get to die young and rich.
Yeah, right. VWAP. The VWAP, correct me if I'm wrong, you might be more familiar. VWAP in volume weighted average, right? Volume weighted average. That resets on the daily close, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'll snap back to the price.
That's what I thought. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of VWAP. I've pretty much just used it through Market Cipher. I don't really use it like the VWAP line as much because I love my moving averages and I'll just get confused.
Yeah, I love moving averages too, man. This VWAP, by the way, is Market Cipher SR.
Oh.
So I got to stay true to Market Cipher. You know what I'm saying?
True. Go all you, my friend.
No, I'm just messing.
What do you think? I have a curious question. So, how do you feel about volume in crypto trading, non-forex in crypto, and then also how does that line up with volume profile, and which do you view as more valuable?
Well, volume profile is something I use a lot in trading crypto.
Mm-hmm. Good.
A lot. And when it comes to regular volume, I don't look at regular volume too much, man. I really don't. Sometimes I'll put it on if we get if we get a big move to see if it's convincing. But
dude, same.
Really,
I noticed you didn't have volume on your chart. Neither do I. I never have those volume bars. They're so visually distracting, and they're just meaningless most of the time. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Volume
No, I mean,
profile.
I love volume profile, man. A lot of these trades that I've been taking in this whole range here have been just rejecting off the point of control or like off the value area high. You know, there's just so many cool things you can do with volume, and it's just so cool to see how price respects high volume areas, man. Like,
Absolutely.
even if you're scalping, like you can, if you're on a low time frame and you just have like a little volume profile of like the day, and you see we're coming up to the point of control and we have a bearish divergence on like the 3 minute, you could totally scalp that. You could totally scalp it.
I always have trouble with the volume profile indicators on TradingView for whatever reason. I don't know if that's just me, bad luck. Mine always get goofy. They just don't. They won't load, or they just don't work. I'm trying a different one. There we go. So I totally agree. Volume profile, like, it's funny because not a lot of people preach this. You know, people, the first thing you learn about when you trade, I think, is people learn about volume, and I think it's meaningless for 99% of applications. But volume profile, I think, is always important. And maybe that, you know, I don't have experience actually in other markets. I wasn't a forex trader. I wasn't a stock trader. Born and bred crypto. But volume profile, crap.
I don't
Oh,
see,
and
do you have
because
your
there's
chart
so
on the
much
screen?
wash trading. Yeah, I can throw my chart up. So the reason I was going to say is maybe this is more unique to crypto is, well, crypto, no matter what we want to say, crypto is very much wash traded. There's lots of wash trading going on. And so when you have these higher volume areas, they tend to be protected against that wash trading. You know, there's a lot more orders there. So see, like, markets tend to pivot. What I wanted to say or show you here is, did you look at volume profile all all zoomed out like this? Let's see, my audience has seen it, but you see this. I don't know if you can see my screen.
I can, but my screen is kind of blocking the.
All right, I'll move it.
Yeah,
There
my
it is.
screen's so boring, man.
There it is. So I love this. We've been watching this since we fell, and this is just a great example of why I think volume profile way more important than volume. Volume doesn't really tell you anything. Volume profile kind of paints a picture, tells you a story. Yeah. Let me get rid of all this crap, even though I just did. Oh my. Volume profile. Why does this... I always have issues with this. Volume profile. This type of what? Oh, fine. I'm in financials, like a... I don't know. I'm lost. All right, work. There we go. It did work. So on the weekly, zoomed out here, so you get kind of that comparison with what was traded down below. I like that. And so what I see here is useful information. So you might not need to have this pointed out, but this was actually really evident right away as we fell, that we were at a very high level or very high volume traded price. And what we see below us, which is cool because it lines up pretty well with a lot of numbers, is we have essentially no volume between 24 to 25. There's virtually none. There's some, but not enough to even register on this volume profile indicator. Which, if I had a downside target, I'm going to aim for areas of low traded volume. So that would probably be my first one. And then no one needs to be told that, but the previous all-time high, you can see there's just a big void there. And luckily on top of us, there is also a void. And that void, of course, moves just about 45,000. It'd be better if we had more of a one-sided argument here, other than like we have target to the upside and downside, but that's what we have. But this is showing me that price is going to look to make a move to one of these two targets, just to fill that volume. It's weird to me, actually, that it stayed in this price range for so long.
Yeah.
It is weird. Though it's not unique, back here, 2020, that was much longer, or at least it felt much longer. 2018, this was an eternity. But we've had lots of sideways trading, lots of prolonged boring periods, and even in times where we are bullish, not just in the bearish times like 2018. In fact, this is one of the only examples on Bitcoin's entire history where it traded sideways for a long period of time, talking like multiple months, and then broke to the downside. Well, virtually every other time it's done this, it breaks to the upside, if you look back.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know where I started. Something about volume profile. I don't know if you ever took a look at that, but I think that tells an interesting story. And really what it is this was visible right away when we fell from 50, 60, whatever. And it immediately identified where we probably should look. Are we going to see continuation? Well, we're likely going to see it to this complete lack of volume price level. If we see a reversal, we look up and we see, okay, there's actually a gap above us too. That fits with our 0.5 retrace in the log chart. Now it fits with the 20 weekly. I don't know. It's interesting how almost everything is pointing to like kind of the same areas.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And not even just like 45. I also mean below, like to 24-ish, 25 to 20. Like the chart's very clean despite being very choppy right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. Yeah, I'm looking at the volume profile right now.
Nice.
Of course, I have the BTC chart pulled up, so I don't have anything, past November 2018. So.
Yeah, that will bonk it up a little bit, but yeah, you just see a little bit less volume near the 20s, right? Other than that, I mean, you can still see that distinct gap above and below, which is the important takeaway, in my opinion.
Yeah, there is that very distinct gap. I'm very curious to see what is going to happen, man. I'm prepared for anything right now. I'm prepared for anything. I've got my bullish and bearish plans.
That's good. That's the way to go.
Yeah. And someday I would love to have actually a real bull.
A real bull.
On the homestead.
Do you have a fake one over there? Or?
Yes, I do. I do have a fake bull.
You've got my attention.
Yeah, so it's like my daughter, she's 2.5, and she has this toy bull that she can sit on and like bounce around on it, man.
Okay. That works. I was thinking like maybe some kind of cow thing where it's like, I don't know. I don't know how cows are.
To get to never mind.
Yeah, something. So I was thinking something about making more cows.
Making more cows. Yeah. No, I'm not going down that route. I mean, maybe I will someday, but I would love to do it the natural way, man. Like the goats, the bucks and the does. That's the way to go. In my mind.
Breed them all together into a super animal.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what? I'm just looking at something here, and it's not that clean. It's not that clean, but there is something here. There's a little similarity here to me. This is maybe grasping. You know what I mean? This isn't like solid TA, but it's kind of the same thing. If you weren't here, but people on the stream were here. It's like I wasn't bearish at all here, even though everyone was spookied, and it was spooky. And it's like you get these cuts. I call them cuts. I don't know really what they're called. They're retracements, but just these against the trend. They almost always look the same, where it's only lower highs. I guess you can have higher lows, but they break up to the upside. So this is really my hopium, is that this is a larger version of that. So what does this look like even?
I was really hoping for that too, man. Like
maybe something like this. Well, that'll have to go straight up. Something like that.
There you go, man. That is some solid TA right there. In fact, I think I'm just going to open up a long right now.
Yeah. Million X.
Yes, Million X.
You open it and it just liquidates. Like it doesn't. There's no order. It just liquidates you. Yeah. Million X.
God, it goes up. Yeah.
I remember the first time that I heard people traded crypto on like 100 or more X, because leverage also was not really around. You have to. I guess it was a few years ago now. Man, time. It's funny. Leverage has definitely only gotten more popular over the last maybe three years. Really,
Yeah.
I think USDT stablecoins advent went hand in hand with that. I don't know why, but the timing seems about right because stablecoins also didn't used to exist.
Yeah, it's really changed things. That's why I wasn't into crypto trading and I was into forex, because on forex everything's margin, just like Bybit is. And what do you use, Binance mostly?
It depends on what I'm doing. Depends on what I'm like. If I'm looking for altcoins, yeah, usually Binance. Though who knows? Who knows now with everything going on? I'm afraid to log in. Lots
You're
of people
afraid
have been getting letters from them, emails.
Oh, from Binance?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've been I use 3 commas through API and don't log in.
That's funny. That's actually how I've been. It's actually how I've been manipulating my account as well. That's a pro tip I don't think either of us really thought about, but that is a real pro tip.
Yeah, I made a video on it, man.
You did?
Actually made a video.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at me being just a douche. No, that's a great video. That's like a good pro tip you're like manipulating it through API, so you're not gonna have login issues.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I mean, it was just a Binance Futures tutorial, like, how do I do it without getting, my account frozen? Because when it first happened, like, when did that start happening? Like, the beginning of this year, right? Is when you couldn't margin trade on Binance anymore. Like, it was recent.
They've always been sending those emails, but they didn't do it in any kind of form like they're doing now. Yeah. I think you're right, probably about this year, because they were like super not aggressive about it, and then this year they've gotten a little, seems like more on the leash.
Yeah, like they were more like Bybit, like, yeah, you need a VPN or like, Bybit's so funny where you log in once with your VPN and then like you don't need it for the rest of the year, basically.
I didn't know that. I did not know that, but I would not risk it personally. I actually got funny story. I actually logged into Binance in this year and got one of those IP address things where it's like, warning, you're blah 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 blah, and didn't know what to do because I think I might have just like woken up and just didn't think about putting my VPN on. I didn't click anything. I just closed the tab, put on my VPN, and then like logged in again. And I never got anything. Never got an email from them, never got a follow-up. It's been multiple months now, but I was freaked out. I was very freaked out. Dude, because I have a bunch of S coins on there, right? And what are my options? Like, dust them all? Withdraw BNB? I don't want BNB. I've done it before. It's like you go and you try to withdraw everything. Does not work well with my little position size strategy. That withdrawal fee is like half of the position, and it feels terrible. So I just leave them there, really. I left a bunch there.
I should try that technique next time I get pulled over. Don't click anything, just close the tab.
Officer, click.
And then just, yeah.
What? Click. Just like maybe boop him on the nose, click.
Yeah.
That's a great way to go to jail.
Yeah. Action Camera says to use the Tor browser. I've never tried to use the Tor browser to get into. Well, I use it all the time if I'm trying to surf the deep web. You know what I'm saying? It's a dark web. If I need to hire a hitman with Bitcoin or Monero, Pirate Chain, but like, I've never actually traded on the Tor browser.
Honestly, I use Brave browser. Because, honestly, I think Brave browser is the best browser. Like, it might not be perfect, but it's way better than Chrome. Anyway, that's my rant. It has Tor.
Oh, nice.
What's up? It's over 9,000. I don't know if that's an old alert or what. We'll find out. You probably couldn't hear that. But, it has Tor built in, but I don't use it because every time I go to a site with it, it immediately flags you as spam. Like, it makes you do CAPTCHAs. Like, if you go to YouTube, it'll make you do endless CAPTCHAs if you use that Brave Tor browser.
I believe that, man, because they think they don't know where you're from. Even with the regular VPN, I'll go on YouTube after I listen to an advertisement in German. I have to, like, they're like, are you a robot?
Wie du flaschen?
That was good, man.
Yes, I'm pretend German.
That's so cool.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pretend heritage.
Oh, nice, man.
The Tora browser. I like it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a VPN, and I will say this, maybe this isn't in your video, but a little pro tip, open a private window to log into those as well. Because what I've noticed is some of these exchanges now, even with a VPN up, they're finding a way to snag your location, and it has to be through your cookies. Like, it has to be through your cache or cookies or something. There's just no way that they're actually like looking at your IP or something and determining that. It has to be something your computer's communicating. And since I did that, I've noticed they haven't picked up on it. Like Femex would like, they didn't care and just like email you, but it would get that like login notification, and it was like location, and it was not the location of the VPN. So yeah, a little pro tip.
Nice, man. That's good to know. I guess that makes a lot of sense. So I'll have to. I don't usually use the private browser, but I've never had an issue.
Yeah, but I didn't either though. I didn't either until this year, and I don't know. They're just obviously getting more serious about it.
Yeah. Regulation is going to be coming, man. I wonder how much longer we'll actually be able to do this. Like,
well, with the advent of DEXs like Uniswap, Sushi, these DEXs, they're not perfect either, but they didn't exist. This is like, maybe this is what I should have said when you asked why am I bullish, is there's just infinite examples of, well, now we have this, and we didn't, 2 years ago, that would have been a dream. And it's just true day after day after day. It's like, countries will make their own digital currencies. You're a crackhead, people would have said to you when I started in crypto. They said, you're a crackhead. Like, get out of here, guy. Like, you're crazy. And now it's very normal. Like, it's a very, like, everyday thing now. The ECHNY is already, like, in circulation to some degree.
Yeah.
And DEXs is really if I believe that, proof of work chains are immortal, because as long as someone's mining them, they're alive. But other people would argue with me and say, well, what's the point of them if they don't have any value? You can't trade it, doesn't have any value. And I think that's where DEX answers that question. It makes it so there's no longer a future where maybe you don't have a place to trade, these coins. And that's a bright future. That's a big problem solved that I don't think people think about.
Yeah, I had never thought about that. That's a good point.
They're only going to get better. Shapeshift, man. I'll shill Shapeshift. They don't pay me. But Shapeshift has the right idea. I think they're like not even an exchange anymore. They're like a gateway to the DEXs kind of thing.
Right. Yeah,
it's
what
brilliant.
happened with them? They're no longer a company, like something changed.
I don't know. In a good way. So Shapeshift used to be kind of like, for the people out there, plug and play trade. You'd pay a huge premium, but basically you would say, I want to trade Bitcoin for Ethereum, and you would tell them, I'm going to send you 0.1 Bitcoin. They'll quote you. They'll say, okay, you send 0.1 here. We'll send you this much Ethereum back. Kind of exchange thing, but without actually having the account. There's no KYC involved, obviously. And I think they had the foresight to see this wave of regulation come, and they just ditched that whole model. They ditched their whole thing. They were forced to do KYC, and that was probably a piece of it. But they ditched it, and now they're acting almost as maybe a middleman, which we hate that word, but like a middleman between kind of these DEXs and the user. And it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. They've removed themselves from all, like, I guess, custody, really. Don't quote me on that, but they've really reduced their legal burden, because what they're doing is probably what would piss off governments more than exchanges, but there's no real way to interfere with what they're doing, and I think
Right.
it's big brained.
Yeah, that's a really big step, I think, to keep this thing rolling. Which is important. It's important, especially if we want to be in this for the long term. Which I do. I'm hoping to.
Hoping to.
I'm hoping to.
God, Bitcoin, do
Yeah.
something.
You know, I'm all about stacking the 3 B's: beans, bullets, and bitcoins, man.
Those are good bees.
Yeah.
Banjos. The 4
And
Bs.
banjos.
Gotta have music.
You gotta have some bluegrass, yeah.
Well, I don't know what your schedule was like today. I didn't think we even talked about that. We didn't set any kind of outline for this other than the first minute.
Yeah,
how are you
right,
looking
man.
for on time? Because I'm good, but I probably have 30 minutes at the most. I don't know what your time frame's looking like.
I think I probably do have to head out kind of soon.
I assumed because I lost track of time. So I messaged you on Discord with my phone, but I don't know if you saw it. You didn't say anything, so I was like, I'll bring it up. Yeah, dude, I don't know. We've been on for like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, we've been on for.
It's a
what
hearty
time did we
stream.
start? 4?
Mm-hmm.
It is a hearty stream.
It's a hearty stream. And they got double they got double the trouble. 2 streamers, 1 stream. You can't ask for more, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have to head out kind of soon, man. Cause
let's end this poll because I pulled ahead.
Yeah, let's do it.
Aha!
Oh wow!
On my own channel. Yeah. I can't believe I won.
That's awesome, man.
I mean that it's like sad, but you were ahead. You had like for the first 100 votes, you had like all of them.
Yeah, I think actually it's official now. I have 0 self-esteem left.
Well, you know what? Let's help Casper. You go by Jay Casper. I don't know why Casper always comes to mind. Jay?
Yeah, Jay, Jason, Billy.
Jay.
Depends on.
Jay,
CryptoFace calls me Billy.
Billy. No, I like Jay. Yeah, let's build Jay's esteem up. Everybody, his channel link is in the video description right below. It says subscribe, has fingers right there. Everybody subscribe to him. So get his little confidence back up, and it's okay that you voted for me. I love you too. But yeah, dude, it's been great to chat. We'll definitely do this again for sure.
Yeah, man. Maybe you could come on my channel sometime.
Deal,
yeah, man.
All right. Yeah, I'm ready to wrap it up. Everybody, like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, just subscribe orgy tonight. We're just subscribing to everybody here. Give out those thumbs up and Discord links in the chat, and catch you guys soon, right?
Yeah. All right, man. Well, it's good talking to you.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Jay, for being on. Really appreciate it. I had a great time. Cool dude.
Yeah.
Everybody check him out. We'll catch you soon.